Let's talk about refrigerant tracking for equipment in MobileTech. To access equipment, we want to take a look at our service call. Select the service call and click More. On the service call menu at the bottom, I can see the equipment icon. And when I click on that, I can see that our dispatcher has assigned this condensing unit to that piece of equipment. When I select the condensing unit, I see more information about it. It's ream, I see the model number, serial number. But down here at the bottom, I do not see the refrigerant tracking icon. That's because this is a residential unit. It doesn't really qualify for EPA tracking, and so therefore the EPA equipment type is set to not applicable. However, we might want to track that for our own purposes as a comfort cooling less than 50 pounds piece of equipment. As soon as I select that piece of equipment, it's going to ask me what is the optimal charge. I'm going to say this is 6.4. And the refrigerant type, I'll say is 410A. So now that I've selected a valid equipment type for refrigerant tracking, I've entered the optimal charge and refrigerant type, I can click Save. Now when I open that piece of equipment, I see the refrigerant tracking icon. By selecting refrigerant tracking, I get a blank window, but in the upper right, I see a plus button. I'll click the plus button. It automatically recognizes the service call number of the equipment that I've chosen. My EPA certification is automatically entered, as well as the refrigerant type. I'm going to say that this refrigerant was supplied from truck stock, and the cylinder number was 345. The circuit that I was working on, it was a small unit. There was only a single circuit. I'm going to say that I found a leak. The leak was repaired. And I can select the leak location, discharge line, sublocation, ball valve, gasket failure, and the action was I replaced the gasket. Now all of the other information is going to be specific to this particular incident. I'm just going to say that I added 0.4 pounds. The initial test code I'll say was bubbles, and the follow-up test code was also bubbles. I can add any comments that I may need to, but at this point I've entered all of the data in the required fields, and I can click the Save button, and notice that this data is pending because I have not yet synchronized it to the server. Once I synchronize my device, it will get a refrigerant tracking number, and it will always be associated to that piece of equipment.